And welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Chris Kelso, filling in for Kevin Price, who is out making the world a better day today, hopefully. Right now we're actually coming up against our Energy Corridor segment, something we always look forward to every week with Kent Batman. Kent, how you doing?
Oh, it's doing great. Great to be here, Chris.
Absolutely. And also on the call we have Buddy Gaertner. Buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. Kent, we'll start off with you. Do us a favor, 2 items. One, introduce yourself and who you are, and then, Buddy, we'll have you do the same.
Yeah, I'm with Vichem Eco Fluids, and Vichem is a company that makes biodegradable drilling fluids that work as effectively as oil-based mud. And Buddy Gaertner, Ph.D., why don't you tell us about yourself?
As I said before, my name is Buddy Gaertner. I'm also with Vichem Eco Fluids. I'm the Director of Research and Development there, and I'm just looking forward to being on the show.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here. One of the things I always talk about, obviously we're in the heart of the oil and gas industry. We're in the heart of where everything happens, I tell everybody. And we're also in the greatest city, if you ask me, in this nation right now, due to the fact that not only from oil and gas, but from a business-related perspective, real estate, non-real estate, NASA, engineering, oil and gas, distribution, manufacturing. We have a little bit of everything going on here. And one of the things we really want to talk about today is specifically in reference to Vichem. Obviously, a lot of technology has been developed over the past 50 years of drilling, but really over the past 10 years, we've seen a resurgence in the type of drilling that goes on, and more importantly, the drilling fluids and the technologies in that are allowing us to go back in to existing oil wells, especially in certain areas of Texas here, and actually reopen those wells and start producing again. Let us know a little bit about how that's working and how Vichem is bringing some of that new technology to the forefront.
If I could jump in, Buddy will know all the scientific reasons, but I think one of the big things that happened was horizontal drilling. And, the fact that they're going horizontally instead of vertically on a lot of those fissures. But, Buddy, one of the nice things about your product is that it does very well on the curve, if I understand. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. That is one of the new technologies, and a couple things that are for sure going forward is that the demand for oil and gas is going to continue to increase. And a lot of the new technologies, such as horizontal drilling and high-angle wells, are helping to meet that need. That's where Vichem's multi-hydroxyl alcohol system steps in. And we are particularly adept at drilling those high-angle and extended reach horizontals to help us reach some of that gas and oil that was previously could not be extracted.
Now, let me know something, especially for all our listeners out there. And, I'm a layman when I say this, is I know enough to be dangerous in the oil and gas industry, but not enough to really be intelligent about it. Obviously, horizontal drilling, and as Kent was saying this, is horizontal drilling came in. It allowed us to really go into some areas and drill from a horizontal way versus the direction that we were doing before, which is essentially straight down. And what this is allowing you to do is on the curb, I would imagine, is as you drill down and make that turn onto a horizontal basis, that's what you're really referring to as far as the curb. Is that correct?
That's correct. If you think of your geology, the different strata are laid down horizontally so that they run parallel with the Earth as we know it. And traditional wells would drill straight through that and then have, let's say the production zone is only 50 or 100 feet. They'd have only 50 or 100 feet access to that production zone. Now what we do is we begin a curve so the well goes straight down and then essentially turns 90 degrees, and they try to land that curve inside that production zone. Some of these horizontals now typically reach 5,000 feet. Some are reaching as much as 20,000 feet. So now you're taking 100 foot of production zone and turning it to potentially 20,000 feet with this horizontal section.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And then what y'all actually do is y'all actually from a drilling fluid perspective, y'all have a proprietary drilling fluid, water-based mud, basically, is that allows you to then from a technology perspective shoot that mud down in that pipe to then bring back up to the surface the oil. Correct?
Yes, that's exactly correct. Now, these new technically demanding well designs, long-reach horizontals and high-angle wells, they require a lot from the drilling fluid. Drilling fluid plays an immensely important role in drilling operations. And the drilling fluid is the one component that touches everything with drilling. So It touches the mud pumps, and it's on top of the surface. It touches the drill bits and the drill pipe as well as the formation. And our drilling fluid is a brand new system. It's water-based, and we chose it because it's environmental compliance and also because it's performance in the areas of lubricity and inhibition that match that of oil-based muds.
And, you mentioned right there, that's very important because obviously you've got a lot of heat that's being generated from these drill bits. You have a lot of heat just in general and going down the transfer all the way back up. And so to be able to meet those certain properties are extremely important, and to be able to do it in a way that's environmentally friendly is something that's being looked at nowadays, especially with the EPA on top of everybody, horizontal drilling, fracking, et cetera, et cetera. Individuals want to know that there is a safe technology out there to bring this oil to the surface and yet not do more damage to the environment.
Right, precisely. And with this current political environment, that is becoming more and more important as we move on. And not only from just a public perception, but also financially. So, with the Environmental Protection Agency comes a lot of costs associated with that now. So our drilling fluid is non-toxic and is considered non-hazardous. So it can be treated and disposed of and carries also the liability of a non-toxic substance rather than some of the harsher drilling fluids they've used, still currently, but also in the past.
And you mentioned right there, we are definitely in an environment, both a political environment and an eco environment right now, which individuals are really looking a lot closer at how these technologies are put into play, how gas is being brought to the surface, how we're bringing it to the market, what it's doing to the environment. I mean, a lot of those things are extremely important, and companies can get these huge fines if they're not meeting some of these compliances with the EPA, with our government requirements, with our local and our local areas. Not to mention also the fact you don't want to be on the front of any news about people petitioning for this, I guess, fluids getting into the water environment, to the water streams, etc. So we're going to go into a little bit of that here when we get back, because we are going to be coming up against a break right now. So for all those listening, we do have two great individuals on the phone right now. We actually have Kent Batman and we have Buddy Gaertner. They are both with Vichem Fluids, and what we're going to be doing is taking a break. We'll be back here in 1 minute.